want to tell a scary story. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. It's not really my story. It's my dad's story. He used to live in a town in Ohio called Mount Gilead, and that's where he grew up. And the house that he lived in was haunted. You know, my dad is very. He said at a younger age he's always been like kind of sensitive to paranormal stuff like that. He just he's a firm believer of ghosts, and he's seen ghosts. He can hear ghosts. He's just very
Like Sixth Sense.
kinda, yeah. He's just very sensitive to their
Energy.
yes, to their existence, I guess I could say. So anyway, he said that when he was younger, his dad and back in his dad and his mom were still married, that they lived in this house, and it was weird. And he says that it would just be they would be up in bed upstairs, and he said that this hooded figure in like a kind of like a raincoat kind of deal would be in front of their bed, him and his brothers, and he said that they would take the bed at the very end and pick it up and just slam it all night long. And then he said that he remembers his dad would be like, "Hey, you kids, knock it off up there,"
Oh, no shit.
But it's beds being picked up and slammed back down the ground. So after a while, my grandma was like, "Yo, like, these are 3 and 4-year-olds. There's no way they could be picking up the beds. They'd go up there."
You said a guy was like in a rain suit?
Yeah, like a raincoat kind of deal. It had like, because the house used to be an abandoned railroad station. Well, it got tore down and a house got built there. Anyway, as it's it's going on, things are getting worse. My grandpa, he's very he's a skeptic, so he's just like, nah, it's not a ghost. It's nothing bad. It's just my badass kids acting up. So anyway, as it's going, it's continuing. Things are getting more weird. My grandma, the stairs that went up to her bedroom, they had like a door that you went up to open the door, and then you went upstairs. Well, the door had like an old school like glass window in there. So anyway, one day my grandma, her friend comes over, and my grandma is standing with her back to the door, looking at the front, and then the girl, her friend, like her has like a real panic look on her face, and then she said she just turned around, bolted out the house, and she's just like, well, that's weird, and then she ran into her a couple weeks later, and she was like, why'd you take off like that, what's up? And she said that she saw a guy with a raincoat standing behind her in the doorway looking at her through the window. So she said that
shit.
she said that she like just freaked out and just left.
Does it usually rain when that guy shows up or what?
It was just very sporadic and
Could be hot as fucking daylight wearing a raincoat.
My grandma, finally was like, yo, something's not right. So she actually called like the church, and she had a priest come over to try to bless the house. And so priest came in, and he refused to bless the house.
Why?
He said that there was something terribly wrong there, and that there was something not right, and he felt that if he were to bless the house, that it would put them in danger from him trying to bless the house. So he advised them to move. He took did like a little investigation, so he was taking pictures of the house, and I guess when he got the film developed, the pictures of the house were on fire. In the picture, the house was on fire in the picture.
Do you have any of them?
Do not. They were destroyed.
They were destroyed.
Yeah, it was when they were younger. So anyway, the one night it got really bad. My dad, he says that they were in bed. It happened again. Started fucking, and bed started slamming, just real loud. So finally, my grandpa was like, "I had enough of this," and he said he ran up the stairs. He went up there. He said, "I'm tired of my kids acting up, making up these stories. He's gonna go up there and give him a good whooping, And then he said he went up there and he saw the guy standing there. And then he said that all of a sudden, like they had the old school tall dressers.
Yeah.
They're like kind of like cabinet kind of deal with it. he said that my dad remembers that the dresser just flew across the room and just smacked into my grandpa. And so he said that he went to go, his cousin was there too, I believe. They all ran in there and grabbed the kids. And then the cousin stayed behind. Was just trying to like, what the heck's going on? And then he said when everyone else left the room, like all the beds and all the dresser and all the furniture blocked the door. Just moved by themselves, blocked the door. So he actually couldn't move anything. So my dad's cousin or cousin broke the window, climbed down the pole and everything. It's a telephone wire pole. Climbed down it, and he said that when he looked back down the window, he could see the guy in the raincoat just pounding like he can't get out. So anyway, years later, they did some research and they found out that a person killed the person that lived in the train station. That they had a house. They built onto the house there, and he killed his whole entire family. Had a picture of him. He was wearing a raincoat on the train yard, and apparently his soul, whatever, was bound to the property. That's why he couldn't get out. That's why he was banging on the thing. So anyway, they moved, and my grandpa caught the house on fire.
On purpose?
Burned it down. He said that he didn't want no one else living there ever. The property got bought by like a local gas station, and they turned it into a gas station.
Now that gas station is haunted.
Well, the funny story is that about 20 years later, my dad goes back. He's visiting his dad one day, and he was like, you know what? He's had this inkling. He was just like, I'm gonna go check out this gas station where I used to live. He said that he walked up to the door, and then he saw the guy in a raincoat standing in the middle of the gas station, like aisle, little aisles, like how gas stations set up, and he's just like this. My dad said all the hair on his arm stood up, and he turned around, and he just got the hell out of there. And he called there, just talking to the owner of the gas station, and the gas station, owner is always like, yo, this place is messed up. Like, we come here every day, and all the racks on the aisles, and it's all pushed over. It's all like, it's destroyed every time we come here every day.
Just because that one goes, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I got my freaking hair like.
Well, the really creepy thing is, when you're younger, you listen to stories your parents telling you. It's like, yeah, right. That's kind of, that's messed up, whatever. But I actually found a Haunted Ohio 2 book, and because I don't know if you ever read Haunted Ohio books, but they tell you like the index or whatever, where you're scrolling through what stories you want to see. They got them listed by towns, and I found one in Mount Gilead, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll just. Let me scope it out. And I found one about a guy who used to live in a train station that butchered his whole family that lived in Mount Gilead in the Haunted Ohio book.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, holy crap. Like, the story's real. Like,
Oh.
And it's just like, it's just something that just sticks with you,
I'm just wondering why that raincoat ghost, whatever, don't just like follow,
Because I guess his spirit was bound to the house. Yeah.
Theoretically, spirits are usually bound to a location or a person, and in this case, it would probably be that location, probably where they died, or where death happened.
So in that book, it told how that guy died, or
no, it just said that he killed his whole family and that his spirit's still there, haunting everybody.
I'm just wondering how he died, though. That's what.
I think he died like old age.
And he's just like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna haunt this house.
You know how most people that do bad things usually are the ones that live forever.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, what he did probably haunts him, and so his spirit would haunt the area that it happened.
Yeah. Just.
Well, I don't have any scary stories. That one topped everything.
Oh, my bad.
I mean.
Mine would have been like something from a kindergarten book.
My story is not what. Well, go ahead and share yours.
No, I'm good.
No, share.
Do you like small words?
Sure.
No, you go ahead. I'm done.
No, sure. Mine's not as long.
I don't even have one.
I think you just said something about kindergarten. So.
No, you go ahead.
I'll say I have one, but it's not as long. I was out with my friends, we were doing like a film on location, and we needed something from a graveyard. So I drove my Dodge Neon out to this graveyard near my house, and we were getting shots with them by like gravestones, and then silhouettes of them in the headlights of the car. And when we were getting the shots of them in the headlights of the car, like I could see their silhouettes in the camera, but something flickered behind them. I'm like, what the hell was that? Then I'm like, okay, we got to redo this shot. I go to do it again, and I see it flicker the other way. I'm like, okay, some wild animal, some bird, I don't know, fox, wolf, some coyote, I don't know, is running around my car. We decided to see, like, I shined like a flashlight off to the end where I saw it run off to, and I didn't see nothing. I didn't see a wild animal. I didn't see anything. But then, like, we go to do like another shot by a gravestone off to the side. We're using the light of my car and like a flashlight to get the light on them. And I see off to my side something hanging out of a tree. I look over, there's nothing there. We go and like I go and I get a different shot, and I see out of the corner of my eye again something hanging out of a tree. And I realize that this is a person hanging from a rope. And when I look, it disappears again. So we're like, I'm creeped out. I just want to pack stuff up and go. I get to my car, like, cause I'm like, okay, we probably need to pick a different spot. Something's going on here. So I get to my car, can't find my keys. I hear a thud on the trunk. Yeah, I think it was the trunk. The roof of the trunk. I can't remember. I just know I heard a thud. Like I was creeped out. Like I tried to start the car. I was fumbling. Heard another thud. Like I started. We took off, but nothing fell off the car. I didn't see anything behind us, and it was creepy. I see this thing hanging out of the tree. I hear weird shit on my car. I see things flashing back and forth, and it was just scary.
Oh yeah.
And it's like creepy shit like that is just weird.
I don't know, the only thing that scared me was a bird flying into my window. I was like, oh, and it just turned out to be a bird.
Yeah.
My story's not very long, but it was a scary moment.
Yeah, that's super creepy, man. Like nothing's there, you're hearing thuds. That's I know what you did last summer kind of vibes.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, maybe some scary shit happened to me. I just don't remember.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is there are times at my parents' house when I lived there, and everybody knows about this, at least everybody in my family knows about this, that there's a cat. Just a cat. We owned tiger striped cats, we owned black cats, we owned orange cats. But we saw a white cat. A white cat, right? We don't have a white cat. We definitely don't have one indoors. And every time you see it, it's never there. Everybody in my family calls it the ghost cat because it just disappears.
GC?
Yeah.
It's funny because like when he's like talking about that scary story, it just that mustache, you know, it's like
I think it sets the tone, really. I'm terrified of it.
It just makes me want to smile, you know. It's just, I don't know. Like I'm trying to like, you know, visualize his story, but then I'm looking at his
Try
mustache.
to turn the mustache the other way so it looks like you're frowning.
That doesn't work.
Okay, I'll try.
But yeah, like that's a thing. There was a ghost cat. Now I never experienced anything else, but one of my friends was staying over at my house one time, said he heard screaming, and nobody else heard it. So I don't even know if that's true or if that was just a story he told, but he said he heard screaming in the middle of the night. Nobody else woke up. Everybody else was sleeping.
Yeah, I've had some other things happen to me before. The one, like, from my personal experience that happened was I used to be in a relationship with this other person, this other girl, and I'd go to her house and I'd leave or whatever. Anyway, she told me that her dad killed himself at the house, and that he kind of like haunts it a little bit, so whatever. So I was drinking and I was kind of being stupid, and I was like, I ain't scared of nothing. I started being like all Zach Baggins and Ghost Adventures, like, come at me, like. And so
I do that shit a lot.
So it gets to be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go home. You know, I've been drinking, like, you know, it's time to go home. So I go to leave, you know, everyone's sleeping, and I'm just like, just got this gut feeling like somebody's there. And I used to leave through the garage, you know, I'd open the garage and leave or whatever. I'm wearing like this little button up shirt, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden I feel my shirt get pulled, and then all of a sudden the whole back of it just rips, like all the way up the back of the shirt.
Wait, you're haunted.
I started running. I got in my car and I left. Like, didn't even shut the garage door.
Man, you be fucking with ghosts.
Well, ever since that, I was just like, I'll let Zach Baggins do Zach Baggins things. I don't need to do.
I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty scary. Like, it ripped your shirt.
Oh yeah, like right up the back, like right up the middle, like I wasn't like, I tried to like piece it together. Like I was like, maybe I just like got caught in something, but like there was
like a fence, a tree, or
like I was walking out of a garage.
Yeah,
like I wasn't. Yeah. I mean, there was like snow blowers and stuff and lawnmowers beside me when I was walking. I was like, maybe I caught on a handle or something, but nope.
No,
not to rip it like that. Like it ripped all the way up to the collar. Like
yeah, it's pretty hard to do.
Like even if I just snagged it a little bit and I ripped it, I don't think it would have ripped up that far.
No, you gotta be running like 8 miles per hour for something like that to happen.
Yeah, I mean all the other, you know, because I used to, I think I talked about it on the last podcast, but you know, I used to go ghost hunting, and all the things I've ever done, like nothing's ever happened like that, and it was just super creepy, terrifying, really. Like this got a niche being in a bad place at the
well, we got one of these times we gotta make a video of us ghost hunting or something and put it on, you know, the channel.
Mm-hmm. I do want to do it a couple more times.
Yeah, I want to do it one time.
I gotta repurchase some equipment though.
Well,
I got some stuff.
Yeah, like I gotta get a new digital recorder, or gotta buy a new spirit box. You can get all that off Amazon.
No Ouija boards. No Ouija boards.
Oh, you're taking the fun out of it.
No.
We can make our own.
Yeah, I mean, I got one, but I'm not using it.
You can do like the rods too. I think that's supposed to. Or if you're really low on funds, a lot of people take like flashlights and like unscrew the bottom of them so it's barely touching the metal, and then you leave it on. But you know, it's off. And then supposedly the spirits can use their energy to connect the prongs to the battery and turn it back on and blink when you're asking it questions.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't sound fun to me.
It's more of an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wanted to do a series for YouTube that was like that. So
I'll tell you what, we're going to have to try that sometime down here to see if we find anything, right?
We're going to have to come up with a ghost hunting name.
Yeah, we'll be Luigi, Gilly, and Taco Man Ghost Hunting Adventures.
I feel like you definitely need something better.
TLG.
But you had to carry that vacuum cleaner, though.
And you gotta wear that every time.
Yeah, I don't think it'll last that long, but it's also impractical.
You can run in it.
Maybe.
I mean, you never know. That thing probably gives them superpowers. You can probably jump higher. You can probably do everything.
Just wahoo!
I think you have an addiction to coins.
He get hit on boxes, won't even phase him.
Gotta start punching bricks, man.
So we got C-Roller on Willy, and this is
Alex.